You did copper play, didn't you, in district cricket? Did you got...
No, I got a broken jaw in Sydney in a second level game.
No helmet?
No helmet, no, and again, and Rodney Hogg and Living bowled for us, opened the bowling for us on the first morning. It was a plane strike, so we had to go up on the train, which didn't get in until that morning, the game started. And we had to go straight from Central Station to the Sydney Cricket Ground, and it was about 40 degrees, and it was a green top wicket. And a guy called Anderson opened the batting for New South Wales. Rick McCosker played in that game. And a guy called Gary Living, who Ron Mannion would remember, opened the bowling for us. I fielded at leg gully, which was a fielding position in those days. And Ian Maddock, the wicketkeeper, was taking him up here, and we were a long way back. And I thought, sheesh, this is something else again. And eventually he broke Anderson's forearm, who took no further part of the game.
I'm tipping no arm guard.
No arm guard? No, I don't think I'd seen an arm guard at that stage. And Redder had a little pad sewn into his t-shirt, which he used to wear under his shirt. That was the only sort of other form of protection I'd seen, and it was useless. It was so thin. But we had to bat again for the last half hour of that day, and again I opened the batting with Paul Hibbert. This is before the Thompson game, the year before, and again he got out early, and I took a guy called Mark Clues, who later played for New South Wales quite a bit, who was not really quick but bowled into the wicket, sort of in-swinging stuff. And it was a fairly green top. And I got to about the fourth ball of the last over of the day, and all I had to do was stand up, I thought, because there was a game against New Zealand back in Melbourne the next week. And I thought, oh, this is my chance for a game, because all the state players were playing a test. And there were about 6 of them from Victoria, 5 batters. I stood up all right, and I let this ball go, about fourth ball of the last over, and I can remember seeing it about there, and then I thought, that's tracking back at me, so I tried to turn, I did that, thinking it'd go past here, but it didn't go past, it clocked me there and broke my jaw, and I sort of spent the night in St Vincent's Hospital and got bandaged up and sent home the next morning.
No call up?
No call up. Bobby Baldry got the call up, I think.
Yeah.
And then he played a lot of cricket after that for Victoria.
Exciting thoughts, mate.
Yeah. So you should watch the ball a bit more closely than I did, I think.
And wear a lid nowadays. You actually did wear one,
The first time I wore a helmet was up here,
yeah,
on the Sankey Reserve. I think it might have been a semi-final against Craigieburn. And Arthur Cann was bowling fairly quick, short stuff at me, because he hated me because, if you came from Melbourne and you thought you could play a bit, he'd got another yard of pace. And I thought, oh, I don't trust this bloke, I'll wear a helmet. And I tried this red helmet, and it lasted about an over and I had to take it off because I felt as if I was going to sort of tip over forward like that. I just couldn't hack it. I'd never had one on before. It's a bit stupid to try and wear one in the game, but anyway, that's the only time I wore a helmet. And I was hit a couple of other times. A guy from Maryborough hit me down at Sunbury one year in a Kenmac game, just sort of nicked me under the eye here, but yeah, didn't always get out of the way.
explains a few things, to be honest.
Yeah, probably does.
Any other questions for John?
Could I just say, Wade,
Yes.
thank you for having me for a start, and I'd also like to say I'm really impressed with what the Gisborne Cricket Club is doing. I think you're running a fantastic organisation from what I can see from the outside, which is fantastic when we think back to the years and the facilities we used to have compared with what you've got now. I think all credit to Mr. President and whoever else is involved. because it's a pretty sizable cricket club, very well run, and hopefully it's a year of success again for Gisborne, which I think it might be from what I've seen of a Saturday.
Well, on behalf of the Gisborne Dragons Cricket Club, thank you for being with us tonight, mate. It's been great fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And thank you very much, mate.
It's been a pleasure.